Bird's Eye View cameras are at Supercar 09. And what a day it's been. It's been a perfect, as far as the weather goes, perfect day. Everybody's been great. Here standing next to me is Jim Glickenhaus, the man who owns some of the rarest cars anywhere in the world. Jim, you brought two this year. Last year you brought the P45 and you brought it back again this year. But tell us about the 1967 yellow Dino.
That is Dino Competizione, which is a really amazing special car. It was built by Pininfarina on a Ferrari race Dino for the 1967 Frankfurt Auto Show, and it's a one of one. It's a one-off, and it's known as the Yellow Dino, Dino Competizione, and it was owned by Pininfarina for over 40 years. And after I got to know them from making Ferrari P45 by Pininfarina, I kept leaning on Andrea, and eventually I broke him down and became the first owner of it.
Some people construed or misconstrued maybe that they were hiding that car for years. Would you agree with that?
Well, I think that, it was in their private museum, so people had seen pictures of it, they had known of it, but it really didn't exist. I mean, one thing I told Andrea was that if I bought the car, I'd get it out, I'd let people see it, it would go around the world. I did drive it in the Targa Florio and things like that. And I think the difference is that, if it's in a museum, it's kind of like a little bit more like a piece of art as opposed to a car.
Sure. Well, now, my next question is P45, 67 Dino, what's next for Jim?
I don't know. The thing you realize is that time is the only commodity, and I really don't want to own these if I don't have the time to use them. And I now am up to about 14 or 15 cars, so I think that for the time being, I'm going to enjoy what I have and drive them, and rather than let them sit.
Can we do a quick rundown of the others?
Yeah, I have a wonderful Duesenberg that was owned by the Queen of Yugoslavia, a 1932 French-bodied one-off. A Stutz, a 1932.
Oh my goodness, as a kid growing up, that was like one of my all-time favorite cars.
Absolutely,
Stutz,
the Great Gatsby car. I have that. I have the oldest Ferrari in the world, a 1947 Spider Corsa that won the Turin Grand Prix, Raymond Summers, and it was driven in the 1948 Mille Miglia. I own a P34 that finished first overall at Daytona in 1967, a very famous car. 412P Ferrari, which is the Maranello Concessionaire car that had a great history, finished third at Spa. I have a wonderful Ford that finished fourth at Le Mans, driven by Donahue and McLaren, a T70 Lola. I don't know. Oh, my wife has a 57 Chevy convertible, which she loves. And those are really my collector cars.
That's an incredible collection. My goodness, you're a piece of history because of all the things you own and what the knowledge you have of all those automobiles. Now, but we have to go here. But before we go, I do want to ask you about, you had the P45 out in the snow and ice. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, we had to ship it down here, and it started snowing, so it was at my house, and I wanted to get it up to the shop because it's a little easier to load onto the transporters there. So we just set off, but it was fine in the snow. It was a little bit interesting.
I'm sure it handled it pretty well, that low to the ground, or what was that like?
Well, it was a little squirrely, but it was all right.
Good. Jim Glickenhaus, thank you so much for being our guest on Bird's Eye View.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure to see you again for the second year in a row.
Thank you. I hope we see you again.
Hopefully you'll be back next year.
Absolutely, I will.
And what a incredible man this is, and he's a great guy, very down to earth, somebody you'd love to talk to if you're a car enthusiast. For Bird's Eye View, I'm Tim Bird, the Birdman.